This painting wooden Easter eggs craft is a great thing to do when the price of eggs is high. The kids will have fun creating wooden egg designs, and the eggs last all year. The supply list will be at the end of the post. I'm going to put down a plastic bag to cover my work surface and also to set my eggs on as they dry. And the first thing I'm going to do is to put some of my craft paint on this paper plate, which I use as a palette. Use any of the bright colored Easter egg color paints that you have. Always shake your paint. I'm going to paint my eggs white to start with. So I'm going to put white in the center. It doesn't take very much of the paint. In fact, this is probably more than I even need, but doesn't that look beautiful? When I'm painting the egg, I can hold it in my hands, or I can find a way to support it. These have a flat bottom on them, so they will sit up like this, which is nice for drying. But I also thought of taking a toilet paper tube and cutting it into a shorter piece. Another option that I've thought of is using a push pin on the bottom of the egg, and then I can hold the push pin and use that kind of as a handle while I'm painting the egg. I'm going to start by painting my egg a solid color. So the first egg is going to be white. In fact, I'm going to make two of my eggs white. Now I'm going to set that to the side to dry on the plastic. Believe it or not, I'm going to try painting one of my eggs black as a background. You could paint the background of your egg any of these colors, any color that you want. The black really covered the egg very easily. The white I had to add a second coat of paint. Now comes the fun part. We're going to decorate the eggs. You can start by drawing a picture on your egg with pencil. You can make a face. You can make it into a chicken or a rabbit and glue things onto it if you want to. You could draw a design on here, flowers, anything that you'd like to do. I'm going to hold my egg using the little push pin, and I'm going to twirl it around, and I'm going to make some designs. Okay, some zigzag, and then I'm going to fill in between with other colors and dots and things like that, and lines that I'm going to paint all the way around. Let's see, I'm going to use small paint brushes with various colors. So I'm going to start with some blue. I do need to tell you, you can see through the paint a little bit to see the line. So make sure that you draw your line lightly. Blue, I added a couple more colors of paint to my plate. Now turning this works pretty well when you're trying to draw a line around the center of the egg. Be sure to clean your brushes well in the water after each time you use them, using cool colors, the blues and greens. Okay, let's see. How about a little bit of pink next? It's a pretty traditional looking Easter egg so far, isn't it? A little star on top and a little star on the bottom. Although you're not going to be able to see that one as easily. Very traditional Easter egg. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do on my second egg, and I think I'm going to do flowers that come up. Remember, you can do anything that you want to do. Oh, I was going to show you another way to make dots. You can use the end of your paintbrush, dip it in the paint, and touch the egg, and it will make a dot. I'm not going to clean my brushes because I'm going to come back and use those again. Trying to kind of come up with a lilac looking flower. Just some small dots in a cluster. I added a little pink to the purple. So for this one, I'm going to make some long stems, some dots down the stems. We have some wildflowers that kind of look like these. Oh, and I'm going to use a little bit of the darker blue. I mixed a little bit of the darker blue in with the light blue. I think I'm going to make a butterfly up at the top, and I haven't used my orange yet. And I'm going to make just a little triangle wing, and one on the other side that's a triangle. And they meet in the middle, and then two small triangles that come down from that center place, and make just a little bit of a body here with a little bit of black and some antenna. I'm going to come back with a little bit of darker green. Ta-da! There's our floral egg. I'm going to set that one down to dry. Okay, so this is going to be a different one. I'm going to paint on the black wooden egg. I'm going to use pink to start with, and I think I'm going to do large flowers on this one. I thought the pink would show up well on the black. That's why I chose that. This could just be designs on here if you wanted. So I think I have room for 3 flowers. Painting all the background pink leaves first. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to add some of this rose color in here. Let's see what happens. And we're going to come back on top of the leaf, just adding a little bit of white to make part of it look lighter. I'm going to come back with some green leaves back behind here. The paint really shows up nicely on the black. That's kind of cool. I have to admit, this isn't my favorite, but it was a fun experiment. I think I would have liked it better just with designs, don't you? Don't answer that. It's been a fun experiment. Okay, now I'm going to mix a little bit of darker green in with the light green, but mostly I don't want it to be too dark, just to get a little bit of shadow there. Okay, what do we want to do for the center of this flower? I think I'm going to go with white. I'm just going to use some little dots to make the center of the flower, and I'm going to make a few white dots in this black area just to make it interesting. Now I could do this with the end of my paintbrush if I wanted. Kind of like how that's breaking up that darkness. Okay, remember, nothing has to be perfect. And you can always paint over them and do them again if you really wanted to. Oh, I like that. It's turned out a lot better than I expected. I didn't know what to think at first, but I kind of like it. It's something different. This painting wooden Easter eggs craft works really well to make eggs that will last all year long. For more craft ideas, come on over to welcometananas.com and join the fun. Hey, here's the supplies you'll need to do this painting wooden Easter eggs craft. I'm going to use a plastic bag underneath my painting to protect my work surface and also to set my eggs on as they're drying so they don't stick. You can use other kinds of things underneath there, but I recommend something plastic would be good. I use a paper plate for my paint palette, and then I squirt some acrylic craft paints on there. Use fun Easter egg colors. I might also use black and white to do some detail painting on the egg. The wooden Easter eggs, I purchased them at Hobby Lobby, but you can get them at most craft stores, and they say they cost $6.99, but I'm sure I got them on half price. You'll also need some paper towels, some water to clean your brushes. I'll probably be using some black permanent markers at the end to do some detail work. Oh, and I almost forgot, you're going to need some paint brushes, of course. Lastly, I'm going to try using some little push pins to put in the bottom of the Easter egg and hold them while I'm painting.